On December 17, 1968, following a plebiscite. I was 19 years old, and I didn't know or care about what fluoride was. This chemical is a combination of two hazardous waste products, wet scrubbed from the stacks of fertilizer industries. Hydrogen fluoride and silicon tetrafluoride, not the calcium fluoride found in nature, as Dr. Hyman will tell you. This chemical, by law, cannot be disposed of in any body of water, yet most of the fluoride added to our drinking water ends up on our lawns, in our pools, or in our wastewater treatment plants, where it eventually ends up in our rivers and lakes. From what we do ingest, only a very small percentage is absorbed by our teeth. The rest goes to our organs, tissues, and bones, where it causes damage. It is also accumulative in these organs, tissues, and bones. The fluoride in our water is not pharmaceutical grade or purified in any way and is known to contain contaminants including arsenic, lead, and possible radionuclides. The reason fluoride is added to our water, we are told, is to protect our teeth from decay. Yet experts say that it is better if applied topically by a dentist, but not swallowed. We are also informed never to swallow toothpaste, which also contains fluoride, or mix baby formula with tap water containing fluoride. Many unsuspecting mothers boil water thinking that it will remove fluoride, but this only concentrates the dose they get. Dr. Paul Connett says that they get up to 250 times more fluoride than breastfed babies. Who decides what dosage we should take? If we drink large volumes of water, which happens when we are doing sports such as hockey, soccer, etc., or people with diabetes who drink large amounts, we get a large dose. If we drink small amounts of water, we get a small dose. So if we put our children in these sports, some at a very young age, we are overdosing them on fluoride. And I don't remember my doctor or dentist telling me that I needed it or prescribed me fluoride. So when Dr. Hyman tells you that it is safe and effective, I would look somewhere else for my information. So what are the options? We can stop drinking tap water, switch to bottled water from a natural spring, because most bottled water contains fluoride, install an expensive filter under our sink, or you can ask the City of Windsor to stop putting hydrofluorosilicic acid into our water at the treatment plant, so that we are not being mass medicated with toxic waste without our consent. We have before you a sample resolution that I would ask you to consider passing. Whereas the effectiveness of water fluoridation on dental health has not been proven, and new reports from the York Review, British Dental Journal, and the Medical Research Council in England demonstrate the ineffectiveness of adding fluoride to drinking water. And whereas fluoride may be harmful for some people, including diabetics, people with kidney disease, babies, and children, and whereas a medication without a doctor's prescription is being given to an entire population, each member of which has not given his or her consent, and each member's need for which he has not been identified. And whereas water purification plants do not remove fluoride, and the fluoride contained in drinking water is released into our waterways. And whereas fluoride is toxic and bioaccumulative, and we do not know the consequences of it on plants and wildlife. And whereas fluoridated water is not a necessary measure for those who brush their teeth regularly, there are much more effective and less costly methods for the people who need it, such as education in schools and the distribution of toothbrushes. Therefore, be it resolved that the Tecumseh Town Council send written notice to the City of Windsor and the Windsor utilities that we demand fluoride be removed from our drinking water. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hayes. Any questions or comments to Mr. Hayes at this time? Councilor McKinney?
Thank you, Mr. Hayes. Mr. Hayes, is there any peer review done on your report tonight? Do you have any other information?
I have lots of information.
Okay, would you be able to provide that to us?
Yes, I can. There's an organization that has a lot of peer reviews called the called the International Society for Fluoride Research, which has a lot of papers from PhDs, scientists, doctors, dentists, who are all on this committee. And one who's on that committee from Canada, Hardy Linebeck. He's a dentist and head of preventative dentistry at the University of Toronto. You could call him anytime you want, I'm sure, or send him an email, and he can give you a lot of information about the fluoride they're putting in our water.
Thank you.
Councillor Ossington.
Thanks, Doug. Just so there's no misconception here, Doug is my brother, and we grew up in the same household, and we don't always agree, but tonight I do happen to believe that it is our right to have a choice, and mass production of purified or fluoridation in our water, fluoride in our water, breaches my rights. But I do want to ask Doug, are you familiar with this article that we were just handed out tonight? It's Oral Health, Canada's leading dental journal, and it is dated January 2012.
No, I'm not.
I'll give you a copy. Mr. Chair?
Go ahead.
Mr. Chair, I just want to clarify, there are other delegations with regards to this subject, and then we can...
I don't want to, I'm just waiting to see if there's any
thank
questions
you.
to Mr. Hayes at this point. And I know there is a report forthcoming as well from administration. I'm handing this was just handed over this evening. It's also from Dr. Brode and Dr. Page, who are both dentists. And it's a report as well, so we can file that under the communications as well to the benefit of council. If there's no further questions, Mr. Hayes, we thank you for your presentation this evening.
Thank you.